Now, Gabby Bernstein is a #1 New York Times best-selling author with 10 books under her belt, helping millions with everything from overcoming addiction to achieving long-abandoned dreams. Dubbed a next-generation thought leader by Oprah herself, Gabby has touched down in Australia, bringing her Manifesting Masterclass to help inspire Aussies.
The greatest way to know what we want is to, first of all, look at what we don't want. So if you're looking at your life and you're like, I'm a yes for all the wrong things right now, that's okay. That's okay. Because when you notice that, that's your step to starting to claim what you do want.
Please welcome Gabby Bernstein. So, Gabby, we don't talk about manifesting much on this show.
Okay.
So you've built your life around it. Explain it to us. What is it exactly, or for the uninitiated?
Well, it's just naturally who we are. When we have thoughts and beliefs that we carry, those thoughts and beliefs send out an energy, and that energy is reflected back to us. So when we show up for life with a good attitude, we start to receive a lot more of what we want. And it's quite the opposite when we're showing up with a bad attitude.
So what you think about comes about.
What you think about comes about. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. And so it's most of my work is really about helping people redefine the way they experience their life and choose to see through a different lens.
You are Oprah approved, which is kind of the self-help seal of approval, right? You were on her show, but you mentioned that you kind of manifested that. Like when you're manifesting something, like how did you go about doing that?
Well,
What's the process?
with the Oprah approval, I had a vision board and I had an image of myself with Oprah, but I cut myself out. I put a little picture of myself on top of somebody else being interviewed by Oprah. And I held that vision for many years. And then about 6 years into this visioning process, I got a call and they said, we'd like to have you on Super Soul Sunday.
Wow. Your life kind of hasn't always been easy. What was it that made you turn to this kind of stuff?
I think that, well, first of all, I was brought up very spiritual, so it was really ingrained in me. And I believe that when I knew that that was a seed that was planted as a child, I knew that I could return to it when I needed it. And so at the difficult times in my life, I returned to my spiritual practice and continued to develop it, and now have had the privilege of being able to share it with other people through my work.
Wow. Now, I've never manifested anything in my life. I would love to.
I think you probably have, you just don't realize it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, how would I manifest laughter, for example?
Manifest laughter.
Yeah, as a comedian by trade.
Like manifest that your audience...
That's funny.
Easy one, honey.
So I just have to tell a joke. So I manifest telling a joke.
Have fun. Have fun. If you're having fun on stage, then your audience is going to be having fun with you.
Okay, and how do you actually manifest? Because I was thinking about it today. Do you have to, like, make a face? Is it like, are you ever just like, this would be my manifesting face? I would go like that. Is that how you would do it?
No.
It didn't look like you were manifesting.
Right. Well, I'm here to learn. So that's...
All right,
yeah,
good,
okay.
good.
Gabby,
like a humble learner.
I admit I'm a bit sceptical about the idea of manifesting.
Okay.
I believe in the idea of hard work, and that you really have to just kind of dedicate yourself through hard work. If you, and the idea to me that you can just sort of sit there and say, you know, I can imagine this thing happening, and therefore it will. It seems a bit of an anathema.
Well,
to me.
the marriage between hard work, lots of small actions towards your desires, plus the high-powered thinking is what manifestation is. It's not just sitting on your butt thinking you're going to attract something into your life.
Yeah, right.
It's putting in the actual effort, the daily right actions, the commitment to your desires, while having a belief system that is very powerful.
Do you find that some people interpret what you say as, all I need to do is think about this? For it
Probably,
to come true.
but if you come to my talks, I'm having talks here. I've got tomorrow in Brisbane and then Sydney on Wednesday and Melbourne on Thursday. If you come to my talk, you'll see that there's actually many steps that you can take to actually really start to see these visions become your reality. And it's not just about wishful thinking. It's about taking actions that are really aligned.
It's almost like elite athletes doing visualisation, kind of.
Very much so, yeah.
You teach people to ask the universe for guidance. How do you do that? How do you ask the universe?
Well, you asked for laughs, right?
Thank you.
So you
I
could
did.
before your talks, for your comedy shows, you
Yeah.
could say, "Well, thank you, universe, for helping me have fun tonight. Thank you
Yes.
for bringing joy to the audience. Thank you for bringing some laughs in."
That's
That would
so
be a way-
nice.
Yeah.
Does the universe also always listen, though?
Yes.
If you make the face, it does. If you go
Yes.
like that.
What if it brings you no laughs? Is that teaching you something?
Well, I think that we get out what we put in, and so we're going to see our world reflected back to us as a reflection of what we think and what we believe and what we do and how we act. And so the laughs will come when you're in joy.
When he's funny.
Yeah, that is the takeaway.
I think when you're in joy, I think if he even if he's not funny, but he shows up with a good attitude, people will feel good in your presence, and that's what matters.
It does feel like a self-help session for me, so thank you for coming.
Details for the Manifesting Masterclass are on our website. Would you please thank Gabby Bernstein?
Yeah.